Hi all, Coach GLAM here, and today I want to talk to you all about long-term satisfaction and the reason why instant gratification has to be kept in its place so that your overall goals can be reached. Now, technically everybody knows this, but at the end of the day, we like to treat instant gratification, I think, the wrong way. We view it as wrong all the time. We know that it's wrong, but we also feel like if we need it, so we do things that feel good now that don't actually help us in the long run. And the truth is, though, that sometimes it is important to feel good now, and there's nothing wrong with that. So, what we want to do is instead of just feeling like, oh, I'm doing something wrong, we want to understand how we can put instant gratification in its place so that we can still have the benefits of long-term satisfaction, but still learn how to be satisfied right now. And one of the key factors to that is that we have to have a solid goal in the first place. Sometimes we don't have a solid goal. Sometimes we haven't actually sat down and figured out what it is we're really trying to achieve. It's a new year. You know how it is. People make all these resolutions that they don't really stick to, but it sounds good. And now we have social media, so we post them and it looks good. And new year, new me. And every year, actually, people usually post the same things. I don't know if it's because I'm seeing younger people's posts sometimes, but I think it's just that we have not mastered things, so we end up having to repeat them. And it sounds good and nobody remembers what we posted last year, or so we think. But after a while, it gets tired. We need to figure out for sure what our goals really are. And that is one of the key things. The second thing then is to create a step-by-step action plan and tell yourself, what do I need to reach my goals? Because a lot of times we don't take our own selves seriously. So even though we say we have a goal, we say, oh, I want to lose 30 pounds this year. And we know we need to do it. You don't just want to lose 30 pounds so you can look good in your costume at Kadooment. You want to lose 30 pounds probably because your health depends on it. And because you know that if you continue in the way that you're going right now, you're going to gain more weight and have more issues, whatever the case may be. Now that we've figured out what our goal really is, we have to look at the step-by-step ways to get it. And we know what they are. Find a coach to help me. Join Shape Up program. Do whatever it is. Find a diet that works. We need to write those steps down. After we've done that, we then need to analyze our habits, especially those for instant gratification that may be keeping us from our goals. Because the truth is, everybody has goals. And if it was easy to do things, then everybody would just do them. But it's not easy because there's other things that are obstacles from us reaching our goals. So we have to look at what those obstacles are and how much of them we've created by ourselves based on our habits. At the end of the day, you're not going to be patient overnight. You're not going to be disciplined overnight. And if you were, you probably would not appreciate your journey anyway, because you didn't have to go through enough and you didn't have to evolve enough to get where you need to be. So all of it, even the difficult parts, are actually just a part of what you need to do in order to appreciate who you're going to become. And if you view it like that, and then you have your goals all set out, as I said, write them down, it gets a lot easier to see, well, where am I right now? Is this really a goal, or is this just something that I am fond of? Is it something that I'm interested in? I am fond of ice skating. I cannot ice skate. It is not a goal of mine to ever ice skate for any reason. I'm not saying I'll never do it, but if I don't ever do it, I won't feel bad either. I admire it. It's not my goal. There's a difference. Sometimes we don't remember to look at the background and see what it takes for a person to get where they are. So we say something like, oh, I want this particular look or body or whatever the case may be. Not looking at how that person's lifestyle has to have been transformed for them to maintain their physique and whatnot. So we need to set realistic goals for ourselves based on who we know we are, who we always want to be, and who we are hoping to be. Because there's parts of you that you want to keep the same. There's parts of you, there's things that you want to do that you don't want to change. But then there's parts of you that you really need to change in order to reach your goals. So you have to find a balance, because if you want to eat ice cream every day, you're just probably never going to get to certain goals. So then you really have to ask yourself, what is it that I really want to do with myself? And then you have to ask yourself, are the things that I want to do with myself just really based on me wanting some form of instant gratification because I like ice cream, so I want it? Or, is it based on my overall betterment? Maybe I shouldn't eat so much of this processed dairy that might have a lot of sugar, a lot of antibiotics, different things in it, a lot of high fructose corn syrup, things that are going to kill me, you know? And I find that what happens to us is that, yes, sometimes you can get overwhelmed. It's not easy. This life is not easy. But you have to be able to talk to yourself and decide what something is for. Why am I doing this? And once you know why you're doing it, then you have to go back to that list and say, okay, is this helping me reach my goal or not? Sometimes people will have a goal, but then they'll tell you, oh, I was depressed, so I had to break my diet and go and eat 2 donuts. Has eating the 2 donuts really helped you? You know what would be awesome though? To be able to say, I was depressed and I had to go through a whole lot, but I stuck to this and I was successful. The level of self-pride that you're going to have when you do the right thing for yourself, despite the different obstacles that are coming, which obstacles are coming, is going to be way better for you than any sort of instant gratification whatsoever. So all in all I want to do is encourage you to work on your patience and your discipline. I think we're all working on that in some aspect of our lives, right? The next thing, excuse me, is to understand that you're being patient because you have to undo habits that have already been created. Probably by accident you create these different little habits based on things that you like, but if it's not serving you, then you have to let it go. And for that reason, it's going to take time. You have to be patient with yourself. You can't get frustrated with yourself, but you have to be patient with yourself and give yourself a chance to overcome these things. And just my main thing, which I think is going to be something I always am going to end up mentioning, is don't give up. Because some days are not going to be the best days. Some days you are going to give in to some sort of instant gratification. The truth is, it's harder to get rid of a habit if you don't replace it with something else. So if you're accustomed to drinking a plus or something like that, and you can't have it because now you're doing a program, you might want to find a go-to drink that you can have, maybe like some lemonade with some stevia or something that you can have, so you don't feel so bad about what you've done, about cutting off things. But eventually, sometimes if it is for your betterment, you do have to cut things, people, situations right off. You do. Because what you really want is your goal. And your goal has to become more important than all those other little things. It will happen. It will not happen in a day. It will not be easy. But if it was easy, or if it was to happen in a day, it would not be worth it. Right? So we will work on undoing our habits. We will work on being more patient. We will clock ourselves on instant gratification and make sure to keep it in its place so that we do not end up in a situation where we are saying, I feel like eating MAPS. I feel like eating KFC. I feel like doing this. I feel like doing that. And just running and doing things that are actually to our detriment and carrying us further away from our goals. If you know you want to stop smoking, when you feel like smoking, you don't smoke. Because if you do that, how are you ever going to break the habit? You can't break it without changing. So all that said, I hope you guys think about your long-term satisfaction. I hope you think about what would really make you feel satisfied with yourself on the long term. Because we're talking about being proud of yourself. We're talking because human beings have a need to feel proud of themselves and to feel accomplished within themselves. And the truth is, the only thing you really need to be successful is to never give up. From the time you give up, you're a failure. You'll never feel accomplished within yourself if you give up on your dreams. But as long as you are trying to reach them and being realistic and taking your little breaks and showing yourself love, you are successful. Whether you reach your particular dream or not, you are successful in the fact that you haven't given up and you're doing your best. And that is all we can do. Time and unforeseen circumstances befall us all. But if we're trying And if we're doing our best and giving it our best effort, then we have a lot to be proud of. So I hope that your goals and your dreams come true. And I hope that you find long-term satisfaction. And I hope that your need for long-term satisfaction keeps your instant gratification needs in check. We all want a cup of coffee sometimes. I'm not telling you not to do it, but just remember, keep these things in their place. Don't let them be so much that they're to your detriment and stop you from reaching your overall goals. One love, all the best.